The implementation overview. For the Year 4-5, using visual frames to improve children's confidence and ability to access the 2-3 mark inference questions. How we set up the evaluation. Identify 2 similar ability classes in your school from the same year group. So this does require a 2-form entry. The What Worked Teachers platform will randomly allocate 1 to the intervention, 1 to the control. You will then complete the pre-assessment task with both groups. The intervention group will use the visual frame throughout the duration of the trial. The control will continue as usual. And then you will complete the post-assessment task with both groups, which is the same as the pre. If the intervention shows promise, you can then roll this out across the other class. So let's look at this from a planning point of view. So step 1, identify 2 classes to participate in the evaluation from the same year group. Read through the Inference Teacher document guidance and download the resources. We do include a prompt for ChatGPT, so if you don't have a guided reading time in the week, then you can potentially use ChatGPT prompt to create some text to then use for inference. Using the trial wizard on the What Worked Teachers platform, randomly assign learners to the intervention and the control group. So this will be the 2 classes. And then moving on to the implementation. Complete the pre-assessment task with both the intervention and control group. Record the marks in the Excel tracker that's located in the resource folder and input them into the pre-test in the trial wizard. As you're using class data, it may help with another class teacher or teaching assistant to read out the scores while you input these into the platform. It will just speed up the process. Step 5, for the intervention group of students, the teacher that will use the impression, evidence, quote framework in the guided reading sessions. The control group will continue with business as usual for the duration of the trial. And then at the end of the trial, complete the post-assessment task, which is the same as the pre, to both the intervention and control group. Record the marks in the Excel tracker located in the resource folder and again input these into the trial wizard. You can then complete the process evaluation and then click Analyze. It will generate an impact report to explain how the intervention has worked in your school. So a quick recap of the intervention. The target group is Year 4 or 5 pupils. It's delivered by a teacher as a whole class activity. Each session will take approximately 15 minutes, or it can just be used to support your guided reading session throughout the week. Just make sure you log this in the process evaluation, how often it's being used. So in guided reading sessions, use the visual frame with the children to help structure the responses to the inference questions. There you'll find a template that's included in the resource folder. And you'll also find in the resource folder an Excel tracking document, and that allows you to link an anonymous student ID to a learner in your class, as we don't take learner details on our platform. So some key considerations. Is there a suitable lesson where the approach can be used? Can the approach be used in your weekly guided reading sessions that you already have planned? Or if you don't have these scheduled, we include a prompt for the ChatGPT to create some text that you can use for an approach. With the resources, just make sure you have the visual template that you can use in your weekly lessons, because that is the focus of the intervention. And then can you possibly link this to rewards? So logistical barriers are common in any intervention that's delivered in schools, so it's important to consider these prior to starting. So moving on to the assessment. In the resource folder, you will find the pre-assessment task, which is 15 marks. When you complete this, please record the score for each learner in the tracker and then put this into the platform. The post-assessment task is identical to the pre, except it's got a different title. All you need to do is complete that at the end of the trial with both the control and intervention, and then input your data into the platform. So this is used to retest and to measure the impact of the intervention. And just some assessment guidance. Please complete this under test conditions. You can use it by a teacher or a teaching assistant. Make sure you just print the assessment task, which is the same for the pre and the post, and then just record your scores in the tracker. So that's the end of your implementation guidance. You can then move on to downloading the research protocol, the resource folder, and then move on to the trial wizard to start your trial.